I was looking on YouTube because I got inspired. I didn't see anything quite like this out there, so I want to share it with you today. I've got this old Swedish Mauser. I had it for a few years. As you can tell, I've never put a sling on it, and I'm sure there are, you know, actual, you know, reproduction slings for the Swedish Mauser. That's not that important to me. I just wanted to put a sling on it so I could functionally use it, and so I got kind of inspired. And I had this old leather belt. I actually purchased this from a thrift store several years ago for a completely other purpose, and it's I don't really like the belt. As you can see, it's got kind of two prongs. I don't really like that for wearing around my waist purposes. But I thought, you know, that belt would probably make a pretty good looking sling for a rifle, and so I kind of got inspired about how to do that. And I'm going to kind of show you what I did. And again, this is not a reproduction. We're just doing this for functional purposes, and you know, if you're tight on money, or you just want to be resourceful with what you have around the house, I'm going to kind of show you what I did, because that's kind of my philosophy. I'd rather use things that I have than go to the hardware store and pick up some stuff. So all I needed was a little wrench, a drill with a bit, and what I do is I keep in little peanut cans. I have bolts and nuts and washers, and for projects over the years I just save them, I throw them in there, and so I went in and pulled some of those out for this project. And then we got a couple of mystery things that I'll show you later. Nothing you shouldn't already have around the house. Okay. So what I did, and I've already pre-drilled all holes in the leather just so for time purposes. Like I said, I bought this at a thrift store. If you're going that route, I would definitely recommend a longer belt than a shorter belt if you have a choice, because obviously you can't add material. You can always take it away if it's too long. But anyway, you just take the rear swivel there and slide that through. Now I believe this is a 1-inch belt. Obviously you want to make sure that the belt will fit your swivel. And find out about where you want it, and I already did this, so I already drilled the holes. When you find out where you want your holes, go ahead and mark it and drill those out. There you go. So now it's just like that swivel is wearing a belt. Then you go to the top swivel, and you want the shiny side of the leather out, away from the rifle where it's visible, because it looks nicer than the other side. The other side will probably be a little more comfortable on your shoulder, and just loop it in like that. All right. Now back to these bolts that I had. I got my beautiful wife. I decided to use were the ones that are smooth on top, and that's because this is going to be going into your shoulder. I lined these up and I drilled a hole through the leather. So like I said, that smooth part of the bolt goes on the inside, and just screw it through. And I did 2 of them. You know, you could do whatever configuration you want. if you wanted, if you wanted to do one there and one there, that would be okay. Now, the nuts that I chose were kind of decorative, and I kind of like them because I think they'll look better, but they've kind of got that decorative top to them. And like I said, they're just thrown into the can there, but I think those will look a little nicer on the project. They also have these kind of tiny washers, and it's good that they're kind of tiny because they won't show up. Put those on there. Now, I mentioned that mystery thing that I used on this project. I'll go ahead and start and bring that out now. These things, the nuts could back up, so you want some kind of Loctite or something on there. Again, in keeping with the resourcefulness of this project, I don't have any Loctite. So what I decided to use was some old nail polish that my wife had, and it's not going to be visible. Nobody will know, so it's not, it's not a huge deal. And this isn't like hot pink or anything, so it's no problem. But you just want to put that on the end there, so that your threads, so that your nut won't take your nuts, and put those on. Go ahead and tighten those down. And you could use, again, this sling is not necessarily just for this rifle. You can put it on any rifle or shotgun for that matter. This is just the rifle that I needed the sling for. Now, when I was thinking through this project, I ran into a problem that I didn't foresee. And that's on this end there. When you pull it tight, you see these two prongs come up and don't cinch down like they would if the belt was around your waist. And obviously that's a problem. We can't have that. So I had another bolt, and I decided that I would just put another bolt and nut down on this end. So again, same thing. Smooth part on the inside, because that could come into contact with your shoulder when this sling is. And these holes I drilled are a little bit small, so that you really kind of got to screw the bolt in there. That's good though. Washer, and then my nail polish Loctite. Got that on the table. Clean that up later. Got a little bit on the leather there. Just wipe that off real quick. And there you go, and that's what it looks like on the outside. Pretty good, and then you got your smooth bolts on the inside. One final step, it's kind of optional. If you want that, you can sell that. This is kind of an old belt. It's kind of rough looking. If you want to use some kind of oil, and that's the last little thing I had. I have some olive oil here, and you know, you just want to put some on there and rub it in. Try not to get it all over the place like I just did. Oil really won't hurt your gun, obviously, since you put it on there. That just brings it out kind of dark, makes it look pretty nice. Kind of rejuvenates it a little bit. We cleaned this table before we did this, so I know there's nothing on the table, that's what I'm saving it for. That and I'm a little neurotic. So there you go, and I'll touch it up later. That's what it looked like on this rifle, and as I said, if you have a choice and you can get a little bit longer belt, that'll be a little bit better, but this one is not bad, and especially for me. And you know, it slings fairly well. It looks pretty good. It kind of reminds me of the old military slings they put on the 1903 Springfields. You know, those look kind of like belts to me, so I'm not going to say that that's not where a little bit of the inspiration came from. Of course, safety first. You want to make sure your weapon's unloaded before you mess with it. I just went ahead and took out the bolt. Some people sling it like that. That's fine too. But now if I want to take this out to the range, or go hunting with me this fall, it's ready to go.